In the United States, a 130-kilometer-long crack formed in the ice of Lake Erie. In Italy, a half-century storm repeated itself twice in 3 weeks. In Argentina, snow suddenly fell in the middle of summer. And in Germany, beneath the waters of a picturesque lake, magma is slowly but surely making its way toward the surface. About this and other most anomalous climatic events of the past week, watch in the episode. United States. Last week, North America was struck by extremely severe weather. The breakdown of the polar vortex opened the way for Arctic air into the northeastern states of the United States, causing extreme cold and unusual weather phenomena. The cold weather has swept across a vast region, from the Great Lakes to the Atlantic coast, affecting the states of New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. This time, the Great Lakes were almost completely covered with ice, whereas usually only certain parts freeze. Lake Erie stood out in particular. The ice cover reached almost 96%, something not recorded since 1996. Due to the combination of severe frost and gusty winds, the ice could not withstand the stress, and on February 8th formed a massive crack, stretching about 130 kilometers. From the coast of Canada to the city of Cleveland in the United States, clearly visible even on satellite images. The worst of the cold snap hit on February 9th and 10th. In New York, the perceived temperature dropped to minus 26 degrees Celsius. Being outdoors became dangerous. Frostbite could occur in just a few minutes. In response, additional warming centers were opened in the city and patrols were intensified. Ice on sidewalks and roads created a serious threat to pedestrians and drivers. As a result, public transportation operated unstably, and there were also delays and cancellations of flights. Utility services were switched to an enhanced mode of operation to restore power supply and eliminate the consequences of frost and icing. In Letchworth Park, due to prolonged cold, a record ice volcano formed. Under pressure, water was ejected outward from a fountain and instantly froze, forming an ice cone, and by February 10th, its height had reached 9 meters. Argentina. In Argentine, Patagonia, on February 10th, in the height of summer, snow unexpectedly fell. After a week of heat up to 30 degrees Celsius, the region was hit by a cold front from the Pacific Ocean carrying polar air. The sharp temperature drop brought heavy snowfall to the high-altitude areas. Fresh snow fell on the famous peak Cerro Catedral near the city of San Carlos de Bariloche and in the mountainous areas around the town of El Bolson. At elevations above 1,600 meters, temperatures dropped to minus 4 degrees Celsius. Adverse weather conditions not only changed the landscape, but also turned National Route number 40 into a high-risk zone for traffic. Although the snow and rain brought temporary relief to the region, which had previously suffered from severe drought and large-scale wildfires, this became yet another weather anomaly, indicating extreme instability and chaos in the atmosphere. Tropical Cyclone Ghezani. On February 10th, the intense tropical cyclone Ghezani made landfall near the city of Toamasina, the second largest in Madagascar. Eyewitnesses compared what was happening to a continuous roar of a jet engine. Wind gusts of up to 250 kilometers per hour tore off roofs, broke trees, and damaged power lines. Local authorities reported that up to 75% of buildings in some neighborhoods of Toamasina were destroyed. The government declared a national state of emergency. The damage was colossal. Communication lines, power grids, and water supply systems were affected. Roads were blocked by trees and building debris. About 19,000 homes were completely destroyed, and approximately 37,000 were partially damaged. The education sector also suffered serious damage. Hundreds of classrooms were left without roofs. In addition to strong winds, the cyclone brought torrential rains. In low-lying areas, more than 14,000 residential houses and schools were flooded. The disaster affected nearly 270,000 residents of the country. More than 16,000 were forced to leave their homes. Some of the affected people were placed in temporary centers, while others stayed with relatives. Ghezani caused the deaths of 41 people across the country, and hundreds more were injured. Moving further, the cyclone struck the coastal province of Inhambane in Mozambique. Wind gusts of up to 215 kilometers per hour knocked down trees and power line poles, leaving more than 13,000 residents without electricity. In several districts of Inhambane, water supply was cut off. In Mozambique, as a result of Cyclone Ghezani, at least 4 people died. Colombia. On February 11th, a heavy downpour with hail struck the country's capital, Bogotá. The northern districts of the city were hit the hardest. In 1 hour, about 75 millimeters of precipitation fell here, which amounts to almost 70% of the monthly average. Average February monthly norm, 50 millimeters of precipitation, basements and underground garages were flooded. And commercial facilities were damaged. Water penetrated inside. In one of the educational institutions, the roof collapsed. The capital's sports complex, El Campín, was affected. The stadium lawn had to be covered with protective material to prevent damage. A transport collapse occurred on the main highways. Cars were getting stuck in water and icy snowdrifts. Such weather at this time of year is anomalous for Bogotá. January and February are traditionally dry months. It should be emphasized that since the end of January, torrential rains have already affected half of all Colombia's departments. The disaster has caused the deaths of at least 17 people. Large-scale floods and landslides have led to serious destruction. More than 22,000 homes have been damaged, of which 4,000 were completely destroyed. A state of emergency has been declared in the country. Storm Nils. On the night of February 12th, Storm Nils hit France. On the island of Corsica, a wind gust of 185 kilometers per hour was recorded, the highest figure for the region since 2009. The greatest impact was felt by residents of the regions of Nouvelle-Aquitaine and Occitanie. In the past 17 years, natural events of such magnitude had not occurred here. Due to flooding, landslides, and fallen trees, transportation and life support systems were disrupted. Up to 900,000 consumers were left without electricity. In several cities, water supply was suspended. On the southern coast of the island of Corsica, the storm generated waves about 8 meters high. At the airport, wind gusts tore off part of the terminal roof with an area of 60 square meters.
And devastating sight.
In the affected regions, up to 150 millimeters of precipitation fell in some places over 72 hours. The soil was already saturated with moisture, causing many rivers, including the Garonne and its tributaries, to overflow their banks.
In such a short period of time, since mid-January at least.
In the department of Charente, in the region of Nouvelle-Aquitaine, 66 residents of a nursing home located by the river were evacuated. After strong crosswinds overturned several trucks, a section of the A9 motorway had to be temporarily closed. In the Alps, up to 100 centimeters of snow fell within a short period. The new layer settled on an unstable snowpack, triggering powerful avalanches. Some ski resorts temporarily suspended operations. In several departments of the country, for the first time, the red alert level was activated simultaneously for 3 parameters: avalanche danger, strong wind, and flood threat.
Steadily risen after weeks of relentless.
In France, 2 people died as a result of the storm. Storm Nils became the 8th storm in Spain since the beginning of the year. The highest level of alert was declared in the autonomous communities of Galicia, Cantabria, and the Basque Country. In Catalonia, the strongest winds in the past 20 years were recorded. Transportation was disrupted. Businesses and institutions were closed. And all non-urgent medical appointments were postponed. In the city of Alicante, carnival celebrations and Saturday markets were cancelled.
Per hour was recorded at the port.
Football matches of the Valencian Federation also did not take place.
Thursday morning.
As a result of the storm, at least 25 people were injured in the country. 5 were taken to hospital, 1 with serious injuries. Italy. On February 12th, Italy was struck by a storm named Harry Bis. Similar to the January storm, Harry, it hit Sardinia, Sicily, and Calabria, accompanied by destructive winds and strong storm surges. In the open sea, waves up to 9 meters high were observed. On the island of Sardinia, in the town of Villasimius, the wind tore the roof off a school building. Debris struck the windows. This greatly frightened the students. In Porto Torres, wind gusts exceeding 100 kilometers per hour, and storm surge caused the stern mooring line of a ferry to snap, and it broke free from its anchor. Meteorologists believed that such an extreme storm as Harry occurs once every 50 years. However, a cyclone of comparable strength struck Italy again just 21 days later. Indonesia. On February 12th, strong winds with heavy rain struck the city of Chibinong in Indonesia. The storm lasted only about 15 minutes, but left significant destruction behind. The sports complex, the pride of Bogor Regency, suffered the greatest damage. People panicked and sought shelter from debris from the stadium roof, flying through the air. 1 person was injured. The sudden squall tore roofs off more than 70 homes. Wind gusts knocked down trees, market stalls, and overturned motorcycles. The storm severely reduced visibility, forcing drivers to stop their vehicles to avoid collisions with trees and construction debris flying onto the road. Seismic and volcanic activity. Last week, the planet experienced another series of strong earthquakes. There were no casualties, but the abnormally high frequency of tremors keeps residents of seismically active regions in constant tension. In the Fiji Islands area on February 10th, a deep focus earthquake with a magnitude of 6.2 was recorded. Its focus was located at a depth of over 500 kilometers, which is why the tremors were not felt on the surface. In the same region, on February 14th, an earthquake with a magnitude of 6.4 occurred off the coast of Vanuatu. Residents of the Port Olri resort described the tremors as very strong. The shaking lasted about a minute, but no damage was reported. In the Coquimbo region of Chile on February 12th, a seismic event with a magnitude of 6.1 was recorded. The epicenter was located in Fray Jorge National Park, and the tremors were felt from Atacama to Ñuble, and also in neighboring Argentina. The main consequences were landslides and rock falls, significant in some places. In several communes, local roads were blocked by debris. An earthquake with a magnitude of 4.8 occurred on the night of February 10th in the southern part of Krasnodar Krai. Seismic events of this strength are extremely rare for this region. The underground tremors woke residents of the cities of Anapa and Novorossiysk. Videos of swaying chandeliers, shaking windows, and rising rumbling quickly spread on social media. The earthquake was also felt in neighboring regions. No serious damage was recorded, but some buildings in Anapa developed cracks. In the Far Eastern Federal District, 2 more seismic events with a magnitude of 6 were recorded. On February 11th, in the Sea of Okhotsk off the coast of Khabarovsk Krai, and on February 15th in the northern Kurils, east of Matua Island. Kamchatka continues to experience high seismic activity. Since July 30th of last year, when a mega earthquake with a magnitude of 8.8 occurred, more than 35,000 tremors have been recorded, with magnitudes remaining extremely high nearly 7 months later, and some events exceeding a magnitude of 6. Kamchatka's volcanoes remain active. At Cyclone, ash emissions regularly reach heights of up to 11.6 kilometers since February 5th. The Krasheninnikov volcano, which awoke after almost 500 years of dormancy, has been continuously erupting lava since August 2nd, 2025.